This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. I'm Alex Brown. Indianapolis-based Beckman Coulter Life Sciences and the Indiana University School of Medicine are getting a national boost as work continues to detect childhood leukemia and lymphoma in Africa. The National Cancer Institute has awarded a 5-year, $2.5 million grant to ramp up the project so it can help more children.
First part of the grant will focus on bringing the patients into the hospital and get the diagnostic testing at a reduced cost. Therefore, the families don't have to make a tough choice on whether they feed their family or provide care for their children. This is all pediatric testing. Ultimately, we would like to be able to go into the communities and provide the testing in those rural settings without having to bring people to the hospital.
Dr. Ada Hole with Beckman Coulter says the extra funding will also train more workers for the project and increase testing and supplies to reach more children. Evansville-based sporting goods and recreational equipment manufacturer Escalade has selected Armin Bohm to serve as its next president and CEO. The appointment is part of a planned succession effort following current CEO Walter Glazer's retirement announcement last summer. Bohm will begin his new role in April. The Indiana State Board of Animal Health on Monday announced a 4th case of highly pathogenic avian influenza in Jay County. The case was reported at a commercial egg-laying operation with about 912,000 birds, though the name of the operation was not disclosed. The birds have been placed under quarantine. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
Indiana lawmakers advanced road funding legislation Monday morning without a provision that would have allowed Indianapolis to pose a referendum to its residents to pay for road improvements.
Dan Parker, chief of staff for Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett, told the committee during the bill's first hearing that the measure would be, quote, an interesting new tool, but did not say whether it would be used. The bill attempts to address road funding disparities through a range of funding mechanisms that put the onus on local governments to get creative. The amended bill includes an increase to the maximum rate for county wheel and vehicle excise tax and required county bonding abilities. Representative Jim Pressel said House Bill 1461 was a, quote, plate full of local government road funding options that needed refinement. Pressel on Monday amended the bill to remove the Marion County property tax funding language. He also deleted an option to tax food delivery transactions and a prohibition on the IEDC from providing incentives without funding for nearby roads. Indianapolis leaders want to change to the road funding formula, which neither the original nor the amended bill makes. The state's road funding formula has long been criticized for being based on road miles rather than lane miles, which has been called an unsustainable funding model for Indianapolis. The amended bill unanimously passed the House Roads and Transportation Committee, which Pressel chairs, and moved to the House Ways and Means Committee for consideration. I'm Mark Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio.
A collection of nearly 3,000 ball jars and related memorabilia to be featured in an upcoming documentary has been donated to Ball State University. The collection was owned by Jeff Harper, a former University of Texas Medical School assistant professor and entrepreneur who was born and raised in Muncie. He died in 2012. The collection, which was housed in Harper's Houston home, will be displayed at the university and featured prominently in a documentary film being produced by Ball State students and faculty. The donation to Ball State was announced in January at the annual Midwest Antique Fruit Jar and Bottle Club convention in Muncie. Ball State economist Mike Hicks is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.